Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for pressing
Of course,
play
a
on what might
huge
just be the
victory
most
she took.
electrifying, heart-stopping sports story of the entire year. If you've been
Huge
anywhere
victory
near
she took
spring this
out the
week,
defending
you already
champion in
know
the
that
previous
something
round.
truly magical happened on the hallowed grass of the All-England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club. We are, of course, talking about Wimbledon 2026.
Such an easy
This
player
is a
to like and to
famous
get
for its
behind.
centuries-old traditions, the pristine white dress codes, the royalty seated in the royal box, and the weight of history
had
pressing
lost.
down on every
Jasmine
single
Paolini.
point. But this year, those traditions were absolutely shattered by a 21-year-old force of nature from the Philippines who has single-handedly captured the imagination of the entire planet. Her
He had
name is
ended the young
Alexandra
Filipina's
EALA, and
remarkable
after this
Wimbledon
phenomenal fortnight in London, she is no longer just a rising star. She is a global icon, a household name that is
journey
being
in the
chanted
fourth
in the
round.
streets and splashed
As the
across
final point
every headline from Manila to New York. As our
was
title
played,
perfectly
there was
captures,
disappointment on Alex's
all of London is standing up with feathers, entirely mesmerized by the sheer brilliance of a young woman who has completely rewritten what is possible for Southeast Asian tennis. Today, we're going to take a deep documentary-style dive into every single aspect
But if
of
you
this
think this is a
historic
story
run. We'll break down the tactical genius she displayed on center court, the viral moment that literally
moment
broke
at a
the
time.
internet and drew comparisons
If you love
to the
inspiring
greatest legends of the sport, the cultural phenomenon she has ignited back in her home country, and what this monumental shift means for the future of professional
tennis stories,
So,
exclusive updates,
settle in,
and the biggest
get
moments from the
comfortable, and grab a drink, because this is a story of absolute grit, of defying impossible odds, and of a young athlete carrying the hopes of over 115 million people on her shoulders and doing so with the
became
grace,
one of the biggest
poise,
stories of the
and
entire
killer
tournament.
instinct of a seasoned champion. Before we get into the tactical weeds of the matches, let's set the stage and really understand the sheer magnitude of what Alexandra EALA has accomplished. Coming into Wimbledon
Chips
2026,
as a talented young
the
player with
pre-tournament
enormous,
narrative was completely dominated by the usual heavyweights of
but
the
she wasn't among the
WTA.
favorites to
But
lift the
EALA,
trophy.
carrying the momentum of an absolutely incredible grass court season where she captured the WTA 125
Court
title
Vision
in
Media,
Birmingham
were the biggest
and
tennis
reached
story.
the prestigious semifinals of the Berlin Tennis Open, was quietly brewing a massive storm. Now, for those who might
on
not
the biggest
know,
stages.
grass is notoriously
Alex
the
quietly
most
went
difficult
about her
surface to master in tennis. It's lightning fast, the bounce is incredibly unpredictable, and it requires a unique blend of
top-ranked
extreme
players
physical agility
and seasoned veterans who
precise
had
timing.
spent years
For
proving
someone who grew
themselves.
up playing on the hard courts and clay courts of the world, mastering the grass is a monumental,
Onto the court,
almost unthinkable
match
task.
after match.
But Alex did not just master it. She made it her absolute kingdom. She bent the surface to her will and made it look easy. When you think about the pressure of Grand Slam tennis, you have to realize that it is a completely different beast compared to regular tour events. It isn't just about physical endurance over grueling 2-week periods. It's a brutal, unrelenting psychological warfare. Every single point feels like climbing a mountain, every unforced error feels like a tragedy, and every match point saved is a miracle. Now, imagine carrying not just your own personal dreams of athletic glory, but the deeply rooted dreams of an entire nation that have been starving for a tennis superstar on the global stage for generations. The Philippines has a remarkably rich sporting history, from their dominance in boxing with legends like Manny Pacquiao to their
Stories
deep
come
love
to
for
life and
basketball
history is
and
told
recent
one
Olympic
unforgettable
glory in weightlifting and gymnastics. But tennis? Tennis has always been searching for its ultimate champion in that region. EALA became the very first Filipina in the Open era to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam singles event. Just let that fact sink in for a moment. Decades upon decades of tennis history, and she is the very first to completely shatter that glass ceiling. The reaction back home has been nothing short of a massive national
and the
celebration.
realization that
We
her
are
dream
talking
run
about
had come to an
impromptu watch
end.
parties erupting in the streets of Manila, digital broadcast searches spiking to unprecedented levels, and even the president of the Philippines formally hailing her as an inspiration for the youth of the nation. The entire country practically ground to a halt to watch her play on center court. This is the kind of cultural impact that goes far beyond forehands, backhands, and aces. It's about representation, about proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that with enough relentless hard work and belief, you can stand toe-to-toe with the absolute giants of the sport and emerge victorious. Now, let's get into the deep dive analysis of exactly how this phenomenal run unfolded, match by match, point by agonizing point. Ella's journey to the second week of Wimbledon was certainly not a cakewalk. She earned every single inch of it the hard way. In the opening rounds, she displayed a clinical focus that immediately put the entire locker room on notice. She opened her campaign by thoroughly dismantling Renatada Zerzua in straight sets, dropping only 3 games in a commanding 6-1, 6-2 victory. Her footwork was impeccable, and her striking was incredibly
carrying the hopes of an
clean.
entire.
Then came Maya Joint in the second round, where Ella faced her first real test of adversity. After dropping the first set 3-6, she easily could have folded under the mounting pressure, but instead of panicking, she completely recalibrated. She found her rhythm, adjusted her return position, and proceeded to steamroll Joint in the next 2 sets, winning 6-2, 6-0. That final set bagel was a massive statement of intent. It showed the world she possessed the physical conditioning and mental fortitude to go the distance when her back was against the wall. But nothing, absolutely nothing in the sport of tennis could have prepared the world for what happened in the third round. This was the match that quite literally stopped the sporting world on its axis. Alexandra Ella was drawn against the defending Wimbledon champion, the world number 3, and a 6-time Grand Slam winner, T.